This video, we're going to talk about promoting yourself so people know who the heck you are.
How'd you do that?
I see that success is not something you pursue, it is something you are.
So there are times when you got to make yourself known. You got to come out the gate and say, listen, dudes, this is who I am. And you got to focus on promoting yourself. If you're marketing yourself, you're the expert, you're the authority, you're the speaker, you want to build your brand, you got to make yourself known. And there's a certain state of mind that you have to engage in if you're going to be a promoter, if you're going to focus on just promoting yourself. So that's what we're going to talk about. Ultimately, it comes down to you not being afraid to stand out. You literally can't be afraid to stand out. And I know a lot of people are saying, I'm not afraid, I'm the bomb diggity, I'm not afraid. But most people, you can feel the hesitation in them. And this is actually a conversation I had with a member in the Speak Pro Academy where we were talking about his presentation skills. And his image is like a monster motivator. And he comes, the image he's building is like this really intense monster motivator. But when I saw his presentation, just when I saw him speak, he's a great speaker, but I didn't feel like that monster in him, kind of like that Stone Cold Steve Austin, if you're a wrestling fan, and he's like, just really intense. And so I told him he needs to come out with that monster state of mind, and most people hold back. When you promote, you need to do the exact opposite. You got to stand out in any way imaginable. So you have to think about doing things that aren't normal. The more normal it is, the less likely people are to talk about you. I remember when I was actually promoting myself, and I basically said I was going to predict the headlines, literally the headlines to a newspaper, and I was going to predict it like a week or 2 weeks in advance or whatever. So I did this, and then I got publicity. I got in the news. And this was because that's not a normal thing. Someone saying they're going to be able to predict the freaking headlines, that's not a normal thing. And the more normal you are, the more politically correct you come across, and the less people talk about you and the less people care about you. Now, I wrote down 6 different ways that you can actually promote yourself, and the first way is just really through testimonials. I mean, you hear me talk about this a lot. You need to get testimonials of you on stage killing it, and when you get these testimonials, you promote it just all over the internet. The second way is pictures. You just taking pictures of you at an event, you on stage. And really what I do is when I record, so I record myself, or there's someone with me. Basically, I record the presentation, then I just take snapshots of that presentation. So you don't need to have a professional videographer there, but think in terms of using the pictures. The other way is pictures within pictures, and this is actually an app called Enlight. Enlight is an app that I love using, and basically you have like a picture of you, like a professional picture, and inside of you there's like a picture of you on stage, and you can kind of mix these up. But using apps that allow you to have a picture within a picture is just another promotional method. Another one that I wrote down was just quoting yourself. You see a lot of top guys do this where they just quote themselves. There's a picture of them just like, and then you just kind of see a quote right there where it's like, to be or not to be, or whatever the quote is, but just quoting yourself. And one thing that I want you to pay close attention to is that professional, experts, authorities, they rarely quote other people. And just look at this. I mean, look at all the top speakers that you pay attention to, all the authorities, they rarely quote someone else. Instead, they pose, and then there's a quote over there about what they said. And that's because they're positioning themselves as the expert. They're not trying to promote this expert. So it's important that you think in terms of quoting yourself. One of the fifth one is simply event pictures. This is just you at the event, and you just taking a selfie, or you just taking a picture of the room of the event. These are just event pictures. And the sixth one is just short clips of you on stage doing your thing. And maybe this is where people are laughing, or this is where you're engaging people, or you're speaking, and these are just short clips that you post on YouTube. You make sure you tag it right, you make sure you put the headline right. These are just 6 ways to promote yourself. And A lot of people love tactics, they love techniques, but really promotion is a mindset. It is a way of thinking where you are constantly thinking of, how do I stand out? What are other people doing, and how do I not do that? That's kind of what you're doing. You're thinking, how do I take this up a notch? So what's the norm? And then how do I take it up a notch? How do I exaggerate this so that way people naturally talk about it? You have to think in terms of being visible to the people that you want to do business with. There's no reason why you should promote yourself to people who you aren't going to do business with. There's no reason for you to be visible to everybody unless you want to be a freaking celebrity. But if you're just trying to build yourself up as a sales speaker, you need to be visible to the people who can hire you as a sales speaker. You got to think in terms of being visible to the right people, and then you got to think in terms of understanding the buying process. How do people buy what you're selling? How do people buy you? How do they hire you? This is one of the reasons why I don't show up anymore to events with my business cards. So if someone asks me for a business card, more often than not, I do not have it on me unless I was speaking. If you see me at some event, or if you just see me around and you ask for a business card, I usually don't have it. And I don't have it because that's not how people pay for me. Sound like I'm selling myself. But that's not how people hire me. The way people hire me is they see me on stage, they see me do my presentation, they're like, wow, that was amazing. Let me go up to him and let me give him my card, or let me ask for his card. That's how people hire me. They don't just see me out at Starbucks and then we talk for a while. Oh, I'm a speaker, I'm an entertainer, I'm a presenter. And then they're like, wow, really? And then they hire me. That never happens. If it does, it's like 1 in 10,000. And so you need to understand the buying process so you know where to focus your time and where not to. The whole thing when it comes down to promoting yourself is really the state of mind of thinking, how can I take what's currently happening and make it very different? How do I make it stand out? So when you walk into an event and you take out your phone and you're recording a Facebook Live and you're like, yeah guys, so I'm about to walk into this thing and oh, I'm gonna do that. And you're always thinking like a promoter. Most people, they just do their thing, that's it. You always have to think like a promoter. Ultimately, in a world full of information, in a world where it's just nonstop information, the people who get visibility, those are the ones who get the business.